You build a specialized AI assistant. It answers with total confidence. It uses the exact right vocabulary. And yet, it completely misses the point.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're unpacking a March 2026 guide by Max Anna. It's titled Master AI Skill Building. We're going to explore the definitive protocol. It stops you from constantly re-explaining yourself to AI. We're fixing the confident but clueless chatbot problem forever.
I'm so ready for this. We're looking at a highly specific workflow today. It uses NotebookLM's Deep Research to build specialized, reusable expert skills, and you build them directly inside Claude.
Okay, let's unpack this. We need to diagnose the exact failure point first.
Right, which usually happens right at the beginning.
Exactly. The problem is usually the setup, not the models themselves. Whether it's Claude or ChatGPT, the models are powerful. People just give them incredibly vague instructions.
They kind of just toss a prompt in, and hope for the best.
They really do. They hope the AI gods fill in the gaps. They want the model to magically understand.
The exact context you're working in.
Right. 2 sec silence.
I have to admit, I still wrestle with vague prompts myself. I just hope the AI gods figure it out.
Oh, we all do it. It's human nature to want a shortcut. But that's why we get those highly polished answers. Answers that completely fall apart under close inspection.
Why does relying on the AI to fill the gaps create such a fragile result?
Well, without an actual knowledge base, the AI is just guessing. It relies on broad statistical patterns. It wants to give you a complete, plausible sentence immediately. So it prioritizes sounding right over being accurate.
So without a knowledge base, it prioritizes sounding confident over actually being right.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, things must change. We had to shift our mindset entirely. We have to move from writing prompts to building actual infrastructure. You're building a specialized, reusable expert skill, not just a one-off prompt. The guide concludes with a great rule. Build infrastructure, not just prompts. That's a really powerful way to frame it. Building this infrastructure is like stacking Lego blocks of data. You create a solid foundation, rather than just asking the AI to magically build a house from scratch.
Right, because a basic prompt is incredibly fragile. It lives and dies in a single browser window.
What is the functional difference between a prompt and an infrastructure skill?
A prompt is merely a temporary request for information. Infrastructure is a reusable system. It's grounded in specific, curated context that stops the AI from guessing.
Prompts are temporary wishes. Infrastructure is a permanent, grounded system that prevents guessing.
Spot on. You're removing the guesswork entirely. And to do that, you need the right tools.
Here's where it gets really interesting. To build that infrastructure, you need massive research capabilities. That brings us to the first step of the blueprint.
Step 1 is picking one niche and one job. You absolutely have to keep the agent focused.
Yeah, you can't ask it to do everything at once.
Yeah.
Then you move into step 2, running NotebookLM Deep Research.
Right. And deep research is having AI thoroughly analyze documents to build an actual knowledge base. Whoa. Imagine having an AI completely map out an entire knowledge base before it even starts guessing. It changes everything.
It really does. But I want to pause on that first step. Why is it so critical to limit this to just one niche and one job?
Because broadening the scope dilutes the agent's expertise. When it loses focus, it gets confused. That leads right back to the confident but shallow answers we're trying to avoid.
Keep it narrow, or the agent goes right back to producing shallow, confident guesses.
Exactly. You have to aggressively protect the boundaries of the skill.
Once NotebookLM gathers the data, we have to refine it. We have to transfer it to Claude to actually build the skill.
What's fascinating here is step 3. The text has an explicit warning. You have to synthesize the research, do not just summarize it.
What is the distinction Max Anna makes between synthesizing and merely summarizing?
Summarizing just shortens the text, it cuts things out. But synthesizing connects the core concepts into a cohesive framework, a framework that Claude can
actually apply to new problems.
Perfectly said. Then we get to steps 4 and 5, moving the synthesized research into Claude to build the skill, and the crucial step of letting Claude ask clarifying questions.
Right, you literally tell Claude to interrogate you. You have it ask you 5 questions to calibrate its understanding.
Yeah, it ensures Claude truly grasps the job, because humans often don't know what the AI doesn't know.
So what does this all mean? Even with the perfect handoff, the skill isn't finished. It has to survive contact with reality.
Oh, absolutely. That is steps 6 and 7, reviewing the skill and testing it on a real scenario.
You have to look out for common mistakes, things that reduce the skill quality.
This raises an important question, though. How do users actively identify when the skill quality is degrading?
Yeah, because models can experience prompt drift over time. They slowly revert back to their generalized training.
Right, they stop referencing your meticulously crafted documents.
Why is testing on a real scenario the ultimate fail-safe for this workflow?
Because artificial tests are, usually too clean. They don't expose the subtle ways an AI might revert to its general training. Real scenarios reveal the actual gaps in the knowledge base.
Real scenarios expose when the AI secretly abandons your research to use general training.
Yes. Real data is messy. It forces the system to prove it's actually using the infrastructure you built.
Before we wrap up, we're going to take a quick break.
We'll be right back.
This deep dive is brought to you by Aura VPN. In a world where data is constantly being scrubbed, you need solid protection. Aura VPN creates a secure, encrypted tunnel for your daily browsing. It stops trackers dead in their tracks.
I use it every single day. It's incredibly fast and just runs quietly in the background. Protect your digital life today with Aura VPN.
Okay, we're back. We've covered a massive amount of ground today.
We really have. This workflow is a total game changer.
Let's recap the big idea here. We have to stop endlessly re-explaining ourselves to AI. We must replace vague prompts with a highly structured workflow.
Right, using NotebookLM for deep research synthesis.
And using Claude for focused skill building. By doing that, you create a reliable agent, grounded in reality. Beat. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought today.
Lay it odds.
If our AI assistants start relying entirely on these deeply researched, custom-curated knowledge bases instead of their default training, how will that change the way you value human curation versus raw AI generation?
That is a fascinating question to sit with. Human curation might become the ultimate premium skill. I encourage you to try this blueprint today. Pick one niche and one job to test it out. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll catch you on the next one.